Good morning. I believe that no one should be enslaved by poverty. We as Liberal Democrats believe that no one should be enslaved by poverty. And we have been the forefathers of the welfare state. But we must make sure that we support this motion and don't end up as the executioners as well. I was out canvassing recently, and I met a man, and he told me how he goes to his food bank at the Salvation Army every week. And he has to go because otherwise his rent and the money that he gets in is not covered. He's in his 60s. He's not getting his pension yet, but he's too old to work. And you know what? It makes me want to say to the Conservatives, how dare you accuse people who receive benefits from being scroungers? How dare you? Because living in poverty is more than simply being without money. It's being without choice. It's being without dignity. And I'm sorry, Conference, but that is unacceptable. I said 2 years ago in Brighton that it is a brave government that tackles the mess that the welfare state has been allowed to become. And I stand by that statement. And universal credit goes far to address the problems that we've seen in welfare. But we would have to be blind to not see the problems that have been in place with processing it. And that's why this motion is calling for us to reform universal credit, to review it, to make sure that no one is left in poverty. Because there are people receiving universal credit who are being left without their food, their home, and their family. And I cannot condone that. Hand in hand with this come benefit sanctions. The Conservatives, so quick to bash the poor. Now, Conference, I believe that benefits should be a hand up, not a hand out. What benefit sanctions? They're a beating, plain and simple. And this is why the motion calls for them to only be used as a last resort, and to make sure that as we go forward, people take responsibility for the people they impact. Then we have what they call hardship payments, crisis loans, emergency donations, whatever it may be. They're a short-term fix to people that have been affected by disability changes, by sanctions. But the reality is they are just as toxic as payday loans. You go to 7 different places to find out where you can get them. There's no monitoring. There's minor references. And people are left unable to access things. A friend of mine works for the Job Centre on the Return to Work programme, and he didn't know that he could send someone to the council to get a crisis loan. He only knew about the Job Centre loan. The Citizens Advice Bureau gives them out. It's completely random where you get your support from. So what we want to see is a universalisation of this, to actually make sure that people know where to go. It's a one-stop shop, and it's simple and straightforward. Disability benefits. As you all know, it's not something that I'm new to. And I don't deny that we've achieved a great deal in government. We've made sure that the Professor Harrington review has been implemented. So work capability assessment centres are being reviewed. We've made sure that disability benefits are not capped, unlike all other benefits, and rise in line with inflation. But the problem is that this doesn't go far enough. I've had to go and be assessed by an ATOS subcontractor. And they say to you, okay, so can you stand up? Yes, I can stand up, but I can't stand up for a long period of time. They say, can you do head, shoulders, knees and toes? Yes, I can do that. But how on earth does that mean that I can work in an office? What does that tell you? Nothing. And the problem is that we need work capability to be based on real life tests. It's vital that we make sure that in that test we encompass the problems that people with mental health problems and learning disabilities have. I'm really pleased that we've seen some amendments drafted in, we've seen some amendments being debated today, and I support both amendments being debated. We've got the Low Commission, which goes far to address some of the problems, and I would like you conference to endorse that fully. Then we've got the situation with workfare. Caitlin O'Reilly forced to work in Poundland on minimum wage. We need to tackle that. We need to stop it being complicated, and we need to stop benefits being a beating. I don't know quite how to say it, but I'm really proud of the welfare state. I go to different countries all around the world, and you see people who their government is content to leave them destitute and on the streets, and they think that that's acceptable. And conference, the Liberal Democrats are the one party that can stand up for the welfare state. It's really, really important that we get the message across, loud and clear, that benefits should be a hand up, not a handout, and that the welfare state is a vital part of civilised society. So conference, that's why I'm asking you to support this motion, to help us make a change, make a difference, make it better for people on the poverty line, and make sure that no one is enslaved by poverty. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly.